It's Mark Guiu's world, and we are just living in it.
Way so tough with that bad boy tuck. I'ma get it how I'm living, I'ma walk the walk. Outline my lines, I rap through thought.
Ooh, yeah, baby. Shamrocked. Let's go to the Stamford Bridge studio. We're back. It's been so long. Here we are. Outside Stamford Bridge. It's somehow still daylight, despite it being nighttime. Chelsea are beating Shamrock Rovers 5-1, and it was a great game. The headline is, of course, a first half hat-trick from young Mark Guiu, the absolutely insane centre forward that will press you like an absolute madman. He will, and he got capitalised of two sort of goals for pressing the goalkeeper and then scored a lovely glancing header. It's great stuff. It's great stuff. We're going to get into all of it today. I might do a bit more stuff hanging out here at the Stamford Bridge studio. It's I just want to have like options. I want to have options, okay? Options. But let's check out Sofa School. So we're going to use this as a reference point of what happened in the game. As you can see here, Chelsea 5. I won't do the accent, actually. Shamrock Rovers 1, a goal from Poom, who actually plays for Celtic, who Celtic manager Brendan Rodgers wants to recall to the Scottish behemoth. Lots of Chelsea attacking momentum, as you can see here on the momentum graph on the left-hand side of the page. For some reason, that won't scroll down, which is annoying, so I'm going to have to move it all over. Right, as you can see here, the lineup, they played a back three system. Hold on, this is really going to annoy me. Okay, I've fixed it. We're good to go, baby. Yes, as you can see here on the right-hand side, they played a 3-5-2 formation. Poom being the goal scorer, probably the best player. He had a good goal scoring return of late. We played a 4-2-3-1 question mark. The big shocks here was that we went relatively strong. And by relatively strong, I mean most of the back line, and Nkunku starting, Madueke starting, and of course Madueke only played 45 minutes. I've got so much to speak about all these players, so we're going to get into it. But yeah, Jorgensen at the back, Disasi the captain on the day until he came off, and then Cucurella became captain. Vega playing centre half like he does for his national team, Portugal. He's had competitive starts for Portugal at centre back. So yeah, this is conventional 4-2-3-1, and then Josh Achampong, of course, playing as a kind of inverting there. It looks like if you look at his heat map, he kind of inverting there. Double pivot. It was Cesare Casadei playing very centrally, as you can see there on his heat map. Dewsbury Hall playing in the right pocket. Cucurella did move into that left pocket, although he did stay wide. Let's see who else operated where. Yeah, slightly more on the left for Nkunku, which is his preferred position, inverted commas. Madueke doing exactly what Madueke does. He's like a Bukayo Saka in terms of the spaces he occupies. Tyreek George played both sides. Very, very good player. And Mark Guiu, how many touches did he have then? Should we have a quick look? 3 goals from 1 expected goal, basically. This guy is an absolute friggin' nutter. He did 2 out of 3 dribbles. 9 accurate passes. 9 out of 10 passes, that's still 9%. The guy scores a goal every 3 passes. I know he had 21 touches, but what a player he is, and we're going to get into that as well. So let's run through, let's look at some stats and then run through how this game went, shall we? Where is the stats? Here we go, down here on the left-hand side. So yeah, dominant from the Chelsea. 2 expected goals, 5 goals scored from 2 expected goals. That's probably their opposition goalkeeper's fault for that. 5 big chances, 5 goals. You love to see it. 20 shots. Really had a crack at them there. Yeah, you can just making sure you can see on the screen. Yeah, and what can you say? Outpassed, out everything. So we'll take you down the timeline of what happened here, my dear sweet friends. Let's get rid of the Mark Guiu thing here. By the way, substitute appearances, we should say, 5 for the Shamrock Rovers, and 4 for Chelsea. Harvey Vale coming on. It's a really interesting one, Harvey Vale, because he was like one of the, the superstars to come through, though I don't think it's going to happen at Chelsea. I think Chelsea are going to try and sell him for a low fee. They tried to sell him to Saudi, but he's a great player. Went on a couple of loans, was he in the Championship? But he's like one of the, there's been a few recently sort of semi-high profile players. I forget about the lad, what's his name? We sent him to was it the Russian league or the Ukraine league? And he was in, if Lampard came, the young attacking midfielder, I've forgotten his name. My brain is like a sieve. But we saw a debut for Harrison Murray Campbell at centre-back. He came on for Disasi. And Raksaki came back on, who looked good in previous games. So really, with lots of teenagers. I don't know how old Harvey Vale is now, if he's over 20, but he's certainly a young player. Murray Campbell's 18, Raksaki, I believe, is 18, Josh Achiampong's 18, Tariq George is 18, Mark Guiu is 18. Like, we really played the youth today, and we won 5-1. So Guiu scored an early goal in the early-ish goal in the 22nd minute, and actually, it was... I know we battered them. We battered Shamrock Rovers with a heavily youth-driven reserve team, yeah? But their season, I believe, is finished, and they're sort of keeping the exact same team for Europe. I think it is. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. But they've been good. They were unbeaten in this league. It just shows you how good Chelsea are. Look, we can only beat, as in how too good we are for this competition. But look, we qualified for this competition. We're playing in it. It's just the Premier League, baby. And we're not even playing anywhere near our Premier League team. But I wanted to say, they didn't just stink the gaff out, Shamrock. They did defend as a block, but they also pressed, they tried. And actually, they forced really cohesive, intelligent football from us in the opening, say, 22 minutes before Guiu scored. We looked really good, you know what I mean? So, and the first 2 goals from Guiu were capitalising off the goalkeeping errors. He pressed the living sugars out of them. And the second, let's talk about... So the first goal... He presses it, he gets a goal, he's a sniffer in the box, he sort of follows up a back pass and he sort of heads it in. He looks like he absolutely takes a slam. I thought he had the wind knocked out of him because this flank hits the post. I thought he was going to be screwed for ages, but he seems to just shake it off. This kid is an absolute tank. Chelsea do concede an equaliser though from Poom, who apparently is the guy for Shamrock Rovers. And to be fair, it's fine because it's off a corner. I even said on my Instagram, by the way, follow me on Instagram at FootballYannick. And incidentally, it's my second YouTube handle, at FootballYannick. I was saying on my Instagram stories, and then I did a halftime live, that corner's fine because it's a corner. The ball doesn't get cleared properly. And then the goal itself is a sort of half volley lash, double deflection. And then it's just one of those goals that is sort of fine. You want to keep a clean sheet, but if it's going to be a goal, obviously Maresca will be unhappy with how he defended, but it's not on Jorgensen because it was I swear it was a double deflection, and it was just one of those things, in my opinion. So they equalise, but Guiu scores he presses a back pass again, and he sort of rounds the keeper and finishes with his left foot on a hard angle, a tight angle, and I must say, it's a great technical finish from Mark Guiu to score his second there. And let's be real, the damage was done in the first half as Christopher Nkunku bursts into the box. He tries to get his goal in this game, and had we got penalty, he would have converted, I'm sure. But this is the first game he played in, certainly started, and hasn't scored in the competition. But he's going through the box. He's sort of shoulder to shoulder with a player. I think the defender probably defends well. Nkunku goes down. The ball falls to Kiernan Dewsbury Hall, who sort of strokes it into the bottom left-hand corner. And it's a great goal. And the final goal of the half is a Noni Madueke, good bit of play on the right wing. He's sort of slowing the game down, chopping, and then just puts in a beautiful ball for a glancing header to Mark Guiu. And it completes a first half hat-trick. And then you got, Joe Cole bigging up Guiu. Well, yeah, obviously, Guiu, he's a good player, Guiu. I'd like to see him I love Joe Cole, by the way. I'm just sort of playfully imitating him here. He's an absolute legend, and what a baller. And I love his commentary as well, but it just, for me, it was the most Joe Cole thing to be calling Mark Guiu. Guiu. Ruddy loved it. The damage is done. We're 4-1 up, ladies and gents. We're having a lovely ruddy time, half time. So Madueke comes off for Harvey Vale, and we'll talk about player performances, but I just want to speak about Noni now. He comes off at halftime. Really, really happy with him. Because, again, I was saying this on socials, but he was criticised, Noni Madueke, since he joined Chelsea for like this lack of, by me as well, by loads of people, for this like lack of maturity in times, whether it's arguing over penalties, sulking about coming off, or just trying to lash at goal when there's a pass because he's like desperately trying to do whatever. But this was for a 23-year-old Noni Madueke, this was a mature performance, and in a way, like taking him off at half time is like one of those rare instances where it's like, yeah, you've done your job perfectly and I can take you off because you're really good. Do you know what I mean? It's almost like a compliment to him. He didn't play any hero ball. He occupied the exact space he was supposed to. He provided an excellent assist for one of the young lads, to complete his hat-trick. He did his job perfectly. And now he's going to be, considered for the weekend. And it was really, really great from Noni Madueke. I wanted to, say that while I was thinking it, essentially. And then Nkunku, he might not have a goal, but he got an assist from Marc Cucurella. And can I just say, like, this goal, Marc Cucurella, like, an amazing goal on the weekend, like, glancing header. And then this goal, he chops inside and does a near post finish, posting in like a kind of goal that, like, I don't know, friggin' Giroud would be proud of. Do you know what I mean? Like, where are these goals coming from? This guy who's just never scored ever is now scoring like elite technical finishes different ways. I mean, obviously you love to see it, and he's done his little penguin celebration again, so it's just great fun. And then 5-1 up, there were all the goals, which of course gave us the opportunity to bring Felix on, played him up front. Murray Campbell came on for Disasi, so the captain's armband came to Cucurella. Lots of changes then from Shamrock Rovers, and late on we saw Rakisaki come back onto the pitch. So let's look at these players then, shall we? Jorgensen, I mean, sort of neutral really. I don't judge him at all for the goal. I don't have an issue. Don't think he's done anything wrong there personally. I think it's, like I say, a lethal deflection. It was just one of those things. He was fine. We haven't learned anything about him. Disasi got the lowest rating here for a Chelsea player, apparently. Vega, very, very happy. The fact how you can play Renato Vega in left back, in central defensive midfield, and in centre back, granted, varying levels of opposition. He's not often trusted in the Prem, but he's starting centre back for Portugal. Like, he starts as a centre back in the absence of others, should I say? And he's how old is Renato Vega? 20, 21? He's just another like success signing, isn't he? Already, like, superb. So very, very pleased with him, and he's a leader as well. He's not perfect. So he makes mistakes, especially with his physicality. He fouls a lot. He does a lot of needless fouls, which frustrates me. But I mean, great, really, really positive. Cucurella again, he's played today 90 minutes or nearly 90 minutes, however long. No, I think he did play 90 minutes because he can't play on the weekend. Amazing goal, amazing player, did everything right. Josh Achiampong definitely deserves a word because despite being so young, he's not fragile at all. He's physically dominant. You can see in the box when he's occupying defenders and attackers, when he's attacking or defending set pieces. You can see why this guy has been played at both centre-back and full-back. He's so technically gifted as well and agile. He can get forward and play well as a full-back. And let's look at his heat map again. Like, this guy got forward. This guy wasn't like just a reserve inverting centre-back. Just superb, Josh Achiampong. You can understand why Chelsea are so happy. Dewsbury Hall definitely deserves a shout. I think he had in the beginning, he kind of worried me a little bit. He looked like he was doing this thing where he tries too hard. Like I've said before that Dewsbury Hall was the Cole Palmer of Leicester last season, and now he's like a player that's had 50 minutes in the Premier League this season. And he just tries too hard sometimes. But despite all that, he took his goal very, very well. Like I said, stroked into the corner, and his all-round game was a lot better. Cassidy, the commentary team on TNT was speaking about Cassidy. He's a wanted man in Italy at the moment. A lot of Serie A top-flight Italian clubs want him. Of course, we bought him from the Internazionale Academy. He's been very, very highly regarded at Italian youth level national team for a while. I wonder when he'll get a call up to the senior team, but he's Chelsea will be very happy with that purchase. Maybe not quite as happy as the purchase as Andre Santos, but Cassidy's him staying with Chelsea this season and the Conference League has done him a lot better then being recalled halfway through a championship loan like last season. Very pleased with him. I've already spoken about Noni and Kunku. Let's have a look here. His stats. Playing in his apparently preferred position, though I think the profile of the role isn't the same. He did get 2 assists. So, yeah, apparently 2 assists. I thought he just got the 1. That's really, really good. And again, for a guy who probably wants the top scorer, he probably will be the top scorer in this competition. To get 2 assists, he'll be happy with that. 2 key passes. Didn't complete a cross, but... pretty good. Ground duels, 1, 6 out of 7. That's an elite return. And yeah, pretty good from Nkunku, you'd have to say. He'll be gutted he didn't score, but he played well. Tyreek George, I really like this kid, actually. I must confess, I think he got his debut last season. I don't know much about him. I know he's a winger who can play on both sides, who is a versatile attacker, but I really like the way he looks, actually. 2 key passes, really confident on the ball. I feel like he's the kind of player that when he getting his first Chelsea goal will do him the world of good. Do you know what I mean? I think like he's one of those players that let's go back to the studio. I feel like getting his first Chelsea goal will do him the world of good. Because you could tell he wants it, and of course he wants it. He's an 18-year-old who's now officially part of the first team, like Joshua Chiampong. Of course, that was put on the Chelsea socials. They're both got seats in the Chelsea dressing room now, and that's it. Now they are first team players. So you know, Tyreek will get his goal, Josh will get his minutes, especially with the unknowing injury situation with Reece James, and of course with Misha Mudryk, another wide forward out. You know, Tyreek basically probably thinks he's going to get his chances. But all in all, a great outing for Chelsea. Chelsea finished the league phase with an 100% record, topping. I think we averaged over 4 goals per game. Absolute favourites to win it. It's been, but beyond that, it's just been such a useful exercise, the league phase, for us to play all these youngsters, to give debuts, to keep the good feeling going, to keep momentum going, to keep players warm and fit that might need to come in on the weekends. And really, I don't want to go as far as say it's been a godsend, but it's been such an appropriate competition for us thus far. Of course, it will become knockout football. Real Betis, Fiorentina, like there are serious football clubs in this competition that, you know, will look to give Chelsea a bloody nose on an off day. So, everyone's like, oh, Chelsea are definitely going to win it. And of course, we're massive favourites, but, you know, let's not be complacent and disrespectful. Knockout football, you know, we've shown in the league phase, we've shown in the season period that we will concede goals, whoever we're playing, you know. So, especially like a good team will think, all right, you know, a fairly good team, like a top division team, like I said, like a Betis or a Fiorentina in a top 5 league, they'll think, all right, well, we can definitely score against them. Let's see what else we can do. So we need to respect it. But it's been such an appropriate exercise almost so far. So let me know what you think, guys. Comment down below. I'll thank you as always for joining me. I feel pretty good about this. Mark Guiu, I'd love to see him play 20 minutes in the Prem every now and again, pressing tired centre-backs. I was saying that on social as well. You know, get Jackson off, maybe playing Kunku in a different role, and just put Guiu there and let him press some tired legs. Now he's confident, and see what he can do. Thank you for liking. Thank you for subscribing to this channel, Football Therapy, and I hope to see you back here soon. Peace.